Welcome back to this Hannity special, Trump versus the Resistance. President Trump gave a phone interview on Fox and Friends this morning, and he not only expressed his support for the chance to defend himself in a Senate impeachment trial, but also named several witnesses whom he would like to testify. Let's watch.
There's only one person I want more than Where's Hunter, and that is Adam Schiff. I want to put that guy with his way.
What's your first question for Adam Schiff?
I almost said something that might have been slightly controversial.
Yeah.
Look, I want to see Adam Schiff testify about the whistleblower who's a fake whistleblower, but I want the whistleblower who put in a false report to testify. What I want to testify most is Shifty Schiff, and I want to find out, why did he make up my statement? He made up my statement, and I want to find that out. Why did Shifty Schiff, who's a crooked politician, he's a corrupt politician, why did he make up my statement?
Good question. Meanwhile, independents are souring on the impeachment inquiry. According to an NPR Marist poll, 50% of independents do not support impeaching and removing Trump from office. Joining us now for a reaction, House Freedom Caucus Chair Congressman Andy Biggs, House Judiciary Committee member Congressman Tom McClintock, and Senior Legal Advisor to the Trump 2020 campaign, Jenna Ellis. I thank Andy and all three of you, but Andy and Tom, I served with in Congress previously, but I thank all three of you for joining us here tonight. Now, Tom, I want to start with you, Congressman McClintock. You are actually on the House Judiciary Committee, and if the Democrats, and I think this is questionable as to whether or not they move forward, but if they were to move forward, the rules are different, and you get to call people, the Republicans will get to call people. Who would you like to hear come testify before the House Judiciary Committee?
Well, I'd be hoping we could get Viktor Shokin. He's the Ukrainian prosecutor general that Biden had fired just as he was looking into the corrupt relationship between Biden's son and Burisma. That would be a very interesting conversation to have. Obviously, the so-called whistleblower who concealed his relationship with Adam Schiff would be very interesting to hear from. I think that he has ties to the whole cabal that dreamed up this Russian collusion hoax to begin with. That would be a very interesting conversation. The fact is, so far, the Democrats have only been, we've only been able to hear from their hand-picked, pre-vetted witnesses, and even so, their audience is leaving them, and the jury, the real jury, the American people, are turning against them. When the Republicans actually can call defense witnesses, I think that's going to spell a disaster for the Democrats.
Now, Jenna, you're part of the Trump campaign. I understand that. But as you look at this indications of what's going on here, Jerry Nadler, back well before this even came up, he was preaching and saying that there was going to be impeachment in judiciary. How do you see America looking at what's transpired over the last 2 weeks with this Schiff show?
Oh, yeah. Well, America is not being bamboozled here. They see this impeachment circus for what it is. And this is just the hashtag resistance that is simply undermining the president at every turn that they possibly can get. This is just the next line in the hoax of trying to remove him from office in a way that is not American. It's not legal. It's not constitutional. And I think that the American people see that. President Trump was totally vindicated through the impeachment hearings this week because we just saw speculation and opinion from these witnesses who think that they can set foreign policy and they have better opinions than the sitting president of the United States. That's shameful. And I think the American people see through that. And we've seen that even a third of Democrats now are saying that they would like the Bidens to be investigated for potential corruption. They see that President Trump is working on behalf of the American people. They see that he loves this country. And I was so proud of him for what he said on Fox and Friends this morning, where he's saying, bring it on. I want to hear from all of these witnesses that were denied by Chairman Schiff. And I think that if this does proceed to Senate trial, which it shouldn't, then there will be even a more full exoneration.
And so, Congressman Biggs, you're there day in and day out with your colleagues on both sides of the aisle. But do you really think that after what Adam Schiff and the show that he put on, the hours and hours of testimony from people who have no direct relationship to what's going on there, did they move any Republicans over into the Democratic camp to vote for impeachment?
Absolutely not. In fact, I think what happened to them the last 2 weeks is they've actually moved some Democrats over to vote against impeachment. And right now, it's going to be nip and tuck for them whether they get, if they put it on the floor, whether they get the necessary 218 votes to impeach the president. They've really botched this thing up bad, Jason. And what's happening is when you see the independents cratering on this issue, it means that members of Congress are going to crater on this issue as well, because they don't want to get unelected because they take a bad vote on impeachment.
Yeah, I think Nancy Pelosi has her hands full. The Nancy Pelosi I know is going to pull this, and she'll do focus groups, go like this, put her finger to the wind. But I tell you, the support is not there, and I think they're going to have to come up with a new game plan. That's just my prediction. But Congressman, Jenna, thank you so much for joining us.